And we're live. Listen, folks, thank you so very much for being here this morning. This is the Pill Method Club, and you're in the room. How to pay off mortgages in 7 years, but not just mortgages. That's all of your debt. Mortgages, student loans, credit cards, car loans, personal loans, whatever, if it carries interest. You don't have to pay all of that interest. And Jared's going to lead the discussion today. And so we're going to figure out how all of this stuff works. Jared, Albrecht, talk to us this morning. How you doing? Okay, somehow we can't hear you. Is it just me? Moderators, is that just me?
No, I can hear.
I can. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
All right, perfect. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Welcome to the P.I.L.L Method, how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. You are in for a treat. We're going to be basically breaking down how to look at amortization charts, how to really look at interest cost versus interest rate, and take that interest cost and convert it into your kids' inheritance. So we'd love for you to click that plus sign, invite as many people into the room. And also, if you're on Clubhouse, we'd love for you to click that greenhouse at the top. Make sure you follow the club and read the about description. The about description will break down what the P, the I, the L, and the L mean, how you can save 75% lifetime interest cost using this method. And after reading the description, this will hopefully stoke some really great questions around your mortgage, your car loan, your student loan, your overall credit card situation. So feel free to raise your hand, come on stage on Clubhouse. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, we would love for you to write your questions into the chat box, and my man Kirk will identify you and we will go through your examples as well. All right, so what we're going to do is jump right into it. We're going to do some moderator introductions, but before we do that, I want Don to introduce himself, let you know what the P.I.L.L Method is and what you can expect from this room.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Don Daniel. I'm your interest cancellation expert, or ICE. Listen, the name of our business is P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And I'm telling you, we are here for one purpose and one purpose only: to tell people the truth about how lending actually works. Since 1934, that's 88 years this year, 88 years, that we have been amortizing loans the way we do now. Before 1934, you could not get a 30-year mortgage. You can now. And it facilitates being able to purchase a home. But the way that we do it, folks, it has provided a convenience on one hand, and it has also caused a problem on the other hand. And here's the problem. We're paying 75% more interest than we need to borrow this money, because the interest-bearing loan is the most ubiquitous financial tool on the planet. And most of us have never had a class on how it works. So if that's the case, then what we're doing to pay back the loan, we're putting ourselves in a situation where we're not prospering, because too much of our money is going to interest. Too little of our money is actually paying down the loan. Did you know that that can be reversed? Did you know you can reverse that by understanding the math, by understanding the patterns of how lending works? Well, shoot. The only reason why I can see the pattern is because of my ASD, autism spectrum disorder. Some people refer to it as Asperger's. Okay, so here's what I'm telling you. Because of my autism, I can see the patterns in an amortization schedule. And the way that the banks have been doing this for years makes them tons of money. But what I'm trying to tell you all today is that the same rate at which the bank is charging you, you can save at the same rate. What? And by saving that money, you can cut your interest cost, not your interest rate, but you can cut your interest cost by 75%. Therefore, Most people can pay off all of their loans. The average person can pay off their loans on average 7 to 9 years, not 30 years to never. 7 to 9 years, you can be completely out of debt. That's on your 30-year mortgages. That's your student loans, plus your credit cards, plus your car loans, everything. You can now borrow money at a discount. Oh my goodness. Who doesn't love a sale? I love buying stuff on sale. And now you can get your money at 75% off. Oh, no matter what the interest rate, we don't care about interest rate over here, folks. What we care about is interest cost. And we manage that right here. And we're going to teach you how to do it as well. Jared, I'm so excited to get into this content this morning. Can we get some people up on the stage to ask some questions?
Absolutely. So if you are not motivated to ask a question after that, I don't know what will motivate you, but I really hope that some people come on stage. So raise your hand. You'll immediately be able to come on stage, ask about a refinance, ask about a 15-year versus a 30-year, ask about your student loans. Anything you ask will help the audience, because Don will get into a detailed walkthrough of your situation, which will help everybody understand the P.I.L.L method. But more importantly, it'll help you be in a better financial situation for 2022. So closed mouths don't get fed. We would love to feed you this morning with some really great financial information. So raise your hand, come on stage, so that we can get your questions answered. While you're raising your hand and we're letting you up, we're going to go through some quick moderator introductions. And then once done, Don is going to start answering questions. So again, raise your hand, come on stage. We love the interaction. We love to really go through examples live with people from the room. So real quick, my name is Jared Albritton. I've been in tech for 15 years. My motivation is getting more diversity in tech. I do rooms where tech recruiters provide opportunities, and also work with the tech incubator that funds startups. If you're interested in learning more about my content, feel free to click on my profile, look at my replays, and I can be reached at jarrett10k.com. That's JARRETT10k.com for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. I'm going to pass it over to Kenyatta to introduce herself, and she'll also let you know how you can see this live on your computer as well. Kenyatta.
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, and I'm your real estate broker out of the states of Illinois, Georgia, and Florida, as well as your financial service provider, so I can assist you with your fix and flips loans as well as your business purpose loans. And I'm here to support this room because I believe in the P.I.L.L method. And so what that enables me to do for my clients is to then save them on their interest costs. And so if you want to see how that all goes down, go to ice10klive.com, and you can choose between Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube, how Don does this wonderful thing. Good morning, and share alike.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Queen Kenyatta. And thank you, Jared.
Hold
You
on,
know, I'm
hold
so
on,
happy
hold
to be
on,
here
hold
again.
on.
Today is a beautiful, beautiful day, a snowy day here in Ohio. But I'm Tiffany, the YCO. I'm an executive coach, an international speaker, teacher. I love teaching. I really do. I love empowering our community. I'm a 3-time award-winning philanthropist, and I'm also a freedom advocate for your finances, because I changed the law in the great state of Ohio at the Supreme Court level. And I had to come to Clubhouse to realize that that was something special. I kid you not. And I'm also a community action agent here in the great state of Ohio, where we're changing our community for the better. I'm so excited. It's like this is our year. I'm also a corporate strategist. So if you want to hit me up, you can come to my link here on Clubhouse, or you can go to yco10k.com to see all the great stuff I'm doing and the clubs that I'm running. And this is the year we're just doing the daggone thing, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much. Over to you, Queen Pally.
Wait just a second. That's not the only thing that's going on here, YCO. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh, listen, this is
Happy birthday.
all right. All right. So listen, thank you so very much for the time that you spent with us, Miss YCO. That's Tiffany. And listen, folks, let Tiffany know that you appreciate what she's doing.
Oh my goodness.
Send her a little something. Send her a little something on the back chat, okay? So, happy birthday. All right, folks. All right, Valley, on you.
Good morning. My name is Valley Sears Jones. I am here in the great state of Texas. To be very specific, the DFW market, because everything in Texas we do big. I am a licensed realtor, soon to be broker, and we are all things real estate. I guess would be a great way to start that off. But we particularly love helping buyers fire their landlords so they can become the lord of their own land. We work with investors and sellers to liquidate assets and acquire many others. And I just love this room. So stick around so you can be fed on this Financial Friday.
Hey everyone, my name is Credit Goddess, also known as, my name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. It's Friday, y'all. It's been a long week.
You said it right. You the credit goddess.
I'm Credit Goddess.
Yeah.
Come on, Credit Goddess. Come on, Credit Goddess. Put it down.
Hey everyone, my name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, not just only repair, but I help you improve your credit so that way you can gain access to capital. This is what it's all about, getting the key to other people's money, and that's building your credibility. So I help my clients do that. I'm also a business credit consultant. So if you're looking to build credibility in your business so that way you can get funding solely under your business, I offer that as well. I have DIY and done for you services. So that's what I'm all about. And I'm also a loan broker as well. So I'm here. I support Don and his P.I.L.L method because this is the way to generational wealth. We need to save on interest costs. You know, we have access to funding, but we're paying too much in interest that we could have put that into something that can make us more money babies, right? Hey, I know you guys say coin that. We need to make more money babies if we can just save on interest costs. So I want you guys to tune in and understand what that looks like. So that way it can, light up that light bulb and say, you know what, I got to do something about this. So definitely tune in wherever you are. And yeah, you'll enjoy it. Thank you for having me.
I'm writing that down, Rose. Listen,
Good morning, everybody. I am Erin Porsche. Always great to be here in the room. Um, I have spent over 15 years working on all levels of government in business development and change management. And my company is Global Works Consulting Group. And there we believe you can get your inheritance right here on Earth. So we innovate approaches to building community and closing the wealth gap. And with that, we work with CEOs, small and medium-sized business owners, to close the gap in the government contracting space. So we are, advocates for diversifying the portfolio for those in the different socioeconomical statuses there. So for anyone that would like to connect with me, you can visit ladyerin10k.com. Follow me here on Clubhouse or send me a DM on Instagram. Happy to serve, and there's more information in my bio. Thanks for connecting.
Thank you, Erin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kirk Nugent. Get to serve as your producer for today's show, and always excited to work with Don Daniel and the P.I.L.L Method in the P.I.L.L Method Club, in the P.I.L.L Method Room, on the P.I.L.L Method channels. What channels, you might say? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. We would love to hear from you guys in the comments. I see there's some questions in there already. We're going to get to those. We have somebody on the stage, so we're going to get to that one first. But we're encouraging you to put your comments and questions in the chat. Do not wait. The questions that you ask are literally our agenda. Your questions are our agenda. We want to get to those questions. We prioritize those questions here. That's one of the things that I try to teach people when in terms of engagement, in terms of live video strategy, is making sure that you don't have so much content that you don't have time to engage with the people who are watching. It's live, y'all. So you want to make sure that you give people time to engage with you in a meaningful way, in a way that they couldn't engage with you if they were watching this on TV or any other way. Love Clubhouse for that platform and for that method as well. So that's what I do. That's my bag. That's what I'm always known for. Live video strategy, live video marketing, live video coaching. So if that's what you are into, tap in with me at kirk10klive.com. kirk10klive.com. Thank you so much.
Uh, I guess I would just go. All right. My name is Arnez. I'm an SBA loan expert, personal credit and business credit expert, financial strategist, and I helped over 1,000 people achieve their goals through those platforms. I take the platforms of personal credit and business credit to create passive streams of income, and then I take that to create generational wealth. The youngest client I work with is 18 years old and up. You can reach me on here. Send me a message on the back channel if you would like a free consultation. I give free consultations to everybody. Or you can reach me on Instagram or Twitter. Just text or DM the word Instagram or a free consultation, and I'll be here to help you. And Don, I just actually just purchased the book, so I'm here to support and give value as well.
Listen, man, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And I was in your room the other day, and listen, you run a good room, and you've got valuable information, and the people that you have in there. I mean, you're with what I heard, they are they are picking up what you're putting down. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So definitely make sure you click on every mod's face, check out their bios, give them all a follow. Your hallway is curated by who you follow. Also, make sure you're following Don. And let's get into the content. So what I'd like for everybody to do in the Clubhouse room is there's a little circular arrow button in the lower left-hand corner. Right now it says 2. I'd love to see that number go to 10, 20, 30, 40 people. This is the way you can share this room in the hallway. So go ahead and click that button, let people know to come into the room. And Don is about to get into the example. Again, if you want to see this on your iPad, your laptop, or your desktop, you can just go ahead and open up the browser on your computer, type in ice10klive.com, and you can choose either Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn. You'll be able to see the example that he's going to walk through with JD live on your screen. So we saw 2 questions online. So we see you and we want you to stick around. Do not go anywhere. We're going to go JD, question online. Then we're going to go to Cara, question online. And then we're going to go to Blessed. So if you ask a question online, sit tight. You'll be, chosen at that order. All right. With that being said, I'm going to pass the mic to JD. Please let us know what your question is.
Appreciate that, Jared. Thanks everybody for having me on. I'm actually here due to the insistence of Miss Rosa Lore, Credit Goddess. She speaks extremely high of not just Clubhouse, but of Don here, and she's actually one of the very reasons I got onto Clubhouse. I was kind of, not really big into it, but Rose, Credit Goddess, absolutely knows exactly what she's talking about. Mr. Don, my question for you, sir, is when you're talking about the P.I.L.L method, things of that nature, does it also apply to loans and credit cards, or are we specifically speaking of fixed rate long-term loans like mortgages?
Listen, what a great question, JD. Listen, and I'm so glad that you and Credit Goddess are so tight that you can come in here at her insistence, and because you respect her opinion. So here's what we're talking about, folks. JD, anything that generates an interest cost, we are paying more interest than we need to because we don't understand how banks do it. Okay, so listen, let me, how can I put this? You've used what types of loans have you used in your lifetime?
So I'm a real estate investor, licensed realtor, also do credit repair as well. So I'm big on utilizing, other people's money.
Lord.
And so like I really love using OPM. I love using the bank's money. Sometimes if I'm doing something short, I don't mind paying a little extra in interest just because, it's a transactional funding thing, etc. So I've used, ARM loans, I've used flat rate, fixed rate, everything. But whenever she was telling me about this, I'm like, man, if I could pay, if I could help others, because I also train people on how to become real estate investors, if I could train them on how to, pay down debt, I mean, man, they get to, financial freedom much quicker. And I mean, heck, I could even use that on, for myself as well. So credit cards, for the rehabs,
wow,
flat rate loans or fixed rate loans for, the mortgages on rentals, Airbnbs, things of that nature. So I've used it all.
All right. So let me ask some questions, and then let's blow let's blow up some myths today, okay? So we're going to talk about what we're
Don, you're on mute.
oh,
Don, you're on mute.
thank you. Thank you. Let's blow up some myths today, JD. Let's talk about how we can um let's talk about how we can understand how we've been taught traditionally about how lending works. And let's give some people some new information. Okay. So I'm going to ask some questions. And what I need you to do is just answer them in a traditional sense. Okay. So you mentioned fixed rate loans and in your question, but there are variable rate loans. So if you had the choice, which would you choose? Which one is better, variable rate or fixed rate, in your opinion?
Again, with the traditional answer like you requested, I would assume fixed rate, because at least I know what my monthly payment's going to be. I know what my interest rate is going to be, as opposed to it fluctuating due to market or investor scares.
Right. Now, let me tell you something. In terms of let's say a 30-year mortgage, and you're going to have that thing for 30 years, having something that is you don't the unknown hanging over your head for 30 years, that's quite a scary prospect, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Most of my clients are out of debt in 7, though.
And that's why I'm here.
So here's what I want to say. I don't know. It depends on the situation whether a fixed rate loan is going to work better for you, or a standard rate loan, or a fixed rate, or a variable rate. Now, why would I even begin to consider a variable rate loan? And here's why. If I can gain equity at 5 times the regular rate, okay, and let's say my loan is supposed to adjust in 5 years. Okay, I start out with a $300,000 loan, and it adjusts in 5 years. But by being on the P.I.L.L method, I could be done in 7. Okay, so 5 years comes. I only have 2 years left on this loan. I started out at 300,000. I only have a small amount of money left, correct, to pay off.
Exactly.
So if I have an adjustable rate loan and it adjusts, it can adjust up a whole ton, and my payment will still be less because I owe a lot less. Does that make sense?
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yes,
Come
sir.
on now. Come on
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if I can get the rate that I need, and the only way I can get the rate that I need is to get that adjustable rate loan, I can listen. Most people could be hurt by that, but not me, because my plan is to be out of debt in 7 years. So I'm going to get my equity at 5 to 7 times the regular rate, saving tons of interest along the way. And so let me ask you something. Are you actually watching us online live?
No, but I can if in about 30 seconds.
Okay, so you know how to find us at ice10klive.com, and then choose which platform you want to watch us on.
Yes, I can do that here shortly.
All right, man. So while you're doing that, let me formulate another question about what I heard from you is that credit card debt. Okay, credit cards versus debit cards. In your opinion, which one is better, credit card or debit card?
I personally like credit cards due to zero risk liability. I mean, I've lost $7,000 on fraud on my debit card. And so I personally prefer credit cards for that very reason. But I know that traditionally people say don't use credit cards, it's this, etc.
That's right. Traditionally, that's what they say. Listen, would you be surprised to know? And I agree with you. Credit cards, yes. Debit cards, no. Debit cards are emergency cards, folks. Your everyday card is your credit card. All right. And to get out of debt, even if you're in credit card trouble, Do you know that the P.I.L.L method does not advocate cutting up your credit cards? Please do not cut them up. All right. Learn how to use them to your advantage. That's what we teach here. All right. So now, what's your opinion on having a sinking fund, like a um, an emergency fund of about 6 months of uh, of funding in the bank, 6 months, so that you can live on your savings for 6 months just in case something happens? What's your opinion on that?
I would say it would depend on your financial situation. I
Mhm.
mean, if you are in the position where that is doable for you, then by all means do it. Me personally, I would rather have that money working for me.
Come on, man. You listen.
But that's just
You're singing my song.
that's what me and that's why me and Credit Guys get along.
You are singing my song, folks. Having that money sitting in the bank, making 0.1%. If you have debt, okay, it's crazy. That money should not be sitting in the bank waiting for something bad to happen, making 0.1%. Just like Credit God has said. Listen, I got to get that T-shirt. Make money babies. I got to get that shirt. Can I, Credit God? Can I use that? Will you sue me if I come up with?
Call me Rose.
Let me get that shirt ready for you.
All she wants is a modest 10%.
So JD, are you ready yet?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking at you now, sir.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is put something on. I was going to go to a different screen, but now we're going to, because you asked that question, we're going to put up the right screen so our producer can work with us here. And we're going to put a $300,000 mortgage on here, and we're going to give you the basics of how all of this works. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you should be eventually. You're going to be seeing on your screen a $300,000 mortgage at 4%. And because you're watching this on online and you have your volume turned down there, there's going to be a slight delay between what you hear and what you see. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So now at 4%, the payment on this loan is $1,432.25. So what we look at is the interest rate and the payment. And so what most people do is, okay, I can afford the payment, and the interest rate seems fair because it's right in line with everybody, what they're getting. It's not 6%, it's not 7%, it's not 8%. So I feel better about the fact that it's 4%. But other than that, I don't know why I like a lower interest rate. Okay. So now let's take a look at this thing. Now, I'm not a math genius, but I want to ask a question. I have a $300,000 loan at 4% for 30 years. The bank wants me to pay back $215,610 interest on a $300,000 loan. Here's my question to you, sir. Does this look like, is this number 4% of this number?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, he says. Is actually 71.87% of that number. So whatever we borrow at 4% for 30 years, we're going to pay back 71, almost 72% of what we borrow. That's already, we're in trouble, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah. I tell my students, I'm like, when you look at a house, especially when it's one that they want to live in, it's not going to generate them any income. I'm like, you have to look at it. If you paid for a mortgage and you pay that out over 30 years, you have to look at it and ask yourself, it's a $300,000 house, but is a $300,000 house, or are you really paying $600,000? I mean, for me, because after taxes are done, after insurance, everything. And most of the time people are like, no, that's not a $600,000 house. Well, then you either need to pay it in cash, or you need to use other people's money, or you need to do something. And I show them this. Now, I've never known how to do the early payoff piece, other than instead of putting money down, borrow the 100%, or borrow the least amount that it'll give you, and then use that additional as the first month, principal payoff. But other than that, I don't know how to do what it is that you're saying. That's another reason why Rose.
Well, listen, man, here's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to get into how the bank is doing this and the real reason behind it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing this for years, and I ask the same question to everybody. All right, the interest bearing loan is uh, used everywhere, and we all use it. But when I ask, have you ever had a class on how it actually works and how to defeat it? I get the
Nope.
same answer always. That there it is. No, 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 no. So what if we could learn how to use it and make this thing turn around to our advantage because we understand the patterns? All right.
That'd be great.
So
Yep.
here we go. You're going to help us. You're going to help everybody on, you're going to help yourself and help everybody in the room. All right. And so I hold on for just a second. I see Miss Lorna in the audience. Miss Lorna, we're going to invite you up to the stage. So she's new to Clubhouse. So folks, just give her a little encouragement. Look for the instructions. We're going to invite you up. Follow that instruction, and then you'll click on that and bring you up to the stage, because we're going to be talking to you in just a few minutes. All right, there she is. All right, so let's mute her because she's not quite sure how to do that yet. All right, excellent. So here we go, JD. My goodness, I'm so glad that you're here this morning. So on out of this payment that we're making every month, how much goes to principal on the very first payment?
432.
How much goes to interest?
Over that 1,000 exactly.
How fair is that?
It's not at
So
all.
out of that payment, are you telling me that we're just making the $400 is paying down the loan, but these $1,900 payments is going to the bank?
Yes, sir.
No wonder it takes us 30 years. So JD, here's what I want you to know. You can save at the exact same rate the bank is charging you on these costs. How would you like to know how to do that?
Immediately.
Here we go. All right. So it's January. So let's say we make this first payment in January. Okay. And I need you to look at the headings at the top of each column. We got principal, we got interest, we got cumulative principal, we got cumulative interest, and we got principal balance. Are you seeing that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now in January, we make our very first payment. $432.25 goes to principal. We pay our loan down by exactly that much. So our principal balance is now $299,567.75. The bank uses the month-end balance to figure out how much interest we pay on the very next line. So we don't need to know a whole lot of math to do this. We just know that we just need to look to the very next line. And because you owe less, you pay less interest on line 2. All right. So your interest cost on line 2 goes all the way down to what?
Like $998.56, a whole $1.44 less.
Boy, I tell you what, should we open up a bank, JD?
I'm in the wrong business, baby.
Come on. Come on, man. So here's what we're talking about, folks. So on line 2, you would have in February, you would have to give the bank $433.69 because the money that you save in interest goes over to the principal. So your payment stays the same. And then we pay $998.56. Watch how this is actually supposed to work once you know the rules. I'm making my payment in January, and I'm giving you this schedule. We're in January. We don't owe another payment till February. Okay? So I'm going to ask you, take a look at your schedule here, JD, and tell me when February rolls around, what will the principal payment be for February?
$433.69 if I'm looking at the right one.
You are looking exactly at the right one. So here's the thing. Do I have to wait till February to give the bank that $433.69?
No, they will gladly take your money whenever you give it to them.
All right. So if I have it, can I give it to them in January?
If you have it, yeah.
Yeah, if I have it. But then when I give it to them in January, guess what? No interest comes out of that money because I've already given them the $1,000 interest for January. All of this money goes to principal. So I'm actually paid down to line 2 in January, correct?
Correct.
Because I get to subtract the $432.25 and I get to subtract the $433.69. So now that I'm on line 2, based on what we said before, my next mortgage payment for February is now on what line of this schedule, since I'm on line 2?
Line 3.
Exactly. So the payment for March actually moves up one. Guess what, JD? Guess what happened? I just got rid of one line on my amortization schedule for only $433.69, not $1,432.25. Is that better?
Okay.
So payment number one is now touching payment number three. I got rid of payment number two for only $433.69. Sound good?
It sounds phenomenal.
All right.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
So now let me ask you this. The interest cost of $498.56 on line two.
Oh, snap.
What happened to that, sir?
Oh, snap.
What happened to that?
That's that realization spark, right? Okay. So by spending an extra $433 and change, I saved. Not come on now.
Come on. You can say it, sir. You can say it.
So I saved over 2.5 times that amount by spending. Come on.
It makes all the difference in the world when you know how, doesn't it?
Wow.
We can save at the same rate they're charging us once we know the timing. If we follow the bank's timing, sir, we're going to pay them every 30 days. And each time we pay them, a whole bunch of money goes to interest and just a small amount goes to principal. But if we pay on our own timing schedule, doggone, I'm getting excited over here. We pay the money on our own timing schedule. We make it impossible for them to charge us that interest. And you're right. We just saved $998.56 in interest we never have to pay. Plus, we've eliminated one line from our amortization schedule for $433.69.
And I'm looking at this from the aspect of,
Come on.
Most people's car payment is around that $430 to $450, maybe $500 range.
Yeah.
So if they were to maybe just get down into an A to B car and take that money that they would have put on a car payment, bam.
So are you saying that there's some people who rush to pay off a car payment when they could put that extra money on the loan and save this kind of interest?
Especially, and let's just be real. We having a family discussion right now.
Come on now.
That's how we are.
Let's be real.
Rather look good pulling up than look good showing it coming home. So they will sure go out there and buy a Benz before they want to buy a house that they come on.
So listen, man, we're going to go 2 steps further. Here's step number 2. All right. So let's make our payment in January. Okay. Let's say we have a little money in the bank. And because we've learned this, now we're going to give the bank in January the principal payment on line 2, line 3, and line 4. A little over $1,200. What happens to the interest on line 2, 3, and 4?
Goes away.
And now we're on what line of our schedule if we did that?
Line 5.
So payment number 1 is now touching payment number 5 for a lot less money. And we just saved a ton of interest.
Saved almost $3,000.
Oh, man, almost $3,000 in interest we don't have to pay. This is why, JD, that how an amortization schedule how it actually works is not taught at any level of financial education. And do you know how I know? Because if your accountant learned this in school and your accountant didn't teach you this, would you be upset with your accountant?
I would, and technically I would think that it would be an ethical violation.
Okay. If your real estate agent knew this and then didn't tell you how you could pay off this 30-year loan in 7, would you be upset with your real estate agent?
Absolutely.
How about the person that actually sold you the mortgage? If your mortgage officer, your loan officer, knew how a loan actually worked and didn't teach you this, would you ever do business with them again?
Never. And I'm looking for somebody's license on that one.
Come on now. Here's what I'm trying to tell you, folks. All the people that you work with, the people that you encounter every day in finances, they don't know this. Their bosses do. They don't. And the bosses are training the people. So here's what we're talking about. People who are in these industries, most of them, and folks, and please, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody's character. I'm just saying that when it comes to amortization, we are not educated, we are indoctrinated. That
My
part.
God.
That part.
Mm.
Okay? So we need to throw off those shackles when it comes to lending and learn something new. All right? So here we go, folks. Now, let's take a look, JD, and then I'll let you go. Let's take a look at line 12 on our amortization schedule. Let's take a look at cumulative principal.
All right.
Okay? And the way the bank wants us to pay down this loan, in 1 year, we'll pay down this loan by how much money?
$5,200.
How much will the bank collect in interest?
Almost 12 grand.
Put it together, that's
$18,000.
that's $18,000 paid out just to get $5,000 in equity. Now, when we look at it like this, to get our equity, okay? And when I ask people all the time, how much equity do you have? Do you know what they never consider? The interest cost to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you know this, let me ask you, this is the money we know we have to pay back, the $5,000. $5,283.17. My next question is, do we have to pay that in 12 monthly installments?
No.
If we had it, could we give it to the bank in one installment on line 1?
If you had it, yeah.
Would they subtract it from what we owe?
Absolutely.
Will we be paid down to line 12 in 1 month?
Come on.
Wow. Oh my God.
And if we did that, sir, what would happen to all the interest costs between line 2 and line 12?
Eliminated.
Come on. Here's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving this loan. You need to look at this. We're moving the loan from point A to point B. Any point A, any point B you want to pick. We're moving the loan from line 1 to line 12. If we do it the bank's way, they want to charge us $11,903.83. If we move from point A to point B by giving them the same amount of money, and some of us have this kind of money just sitting in our bank accounts, JD, not making money babies. We just like looking at it. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And that's exactly how they do that. Like, just have it in the bank, have it liquid. That way it can, you can feel secure.
You can feel secure. But what if we were just to take a piece of that money, $5,283, and advance it to our mortgage here? Now, what it costs to move it from point A to point B, sir, is not $11,903.83, but only the $1,000 on line 1.
Hey, Don.
Excuse me, I have a question, if I may.
Come on.
Can I? Okay, go ahead.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kurt.
This is Robert, by the way. So if you were to advance that payment, would you not have? Does that mean that you wouldn't have to pay your monthly payment for the first however many months you paid off?
No. You have a mortgage payment every single month. Is that Robert?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you have a mortgage payment every single month, Robert. But if we gave the bank this $5,283.17 in 1 month, our next mortgage payment, JD, would be on what line of our schedule for February?
13.
Exactly. Now we're on line 13. Do you see what we're talking about, Robert?
Yeah, it's
yes,
the
I think
same
so.
question online, Don, and I'm glad Robert was able to ask it. The same exact question online. They just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure they walk away with knowing they do have to pay in February.
Yes.
If they just don't pay line 2, they pay line 13.
So, folks, here's what we're talking about with the P.I.L.L method. By understanding the basics of this, all right, what you're learning is you're going to have a payment every month. You just won't have 360 payments. By the time we're done with this, you're going to have somewhere between 84 payments and 96 payments instead of 360.
So basically, you're turning your house into a bank.
Come on. And we're treating it like a car, paying it off
Tell
in
me
6 or
something. I
7
was
years.
literally just about to unmute and say that, Robert. I'm like, so my house is now my bank.
Come on. Listen, folks, this is what we're talking about. JD, are you glad you came into the room this morning?
Let me tell you something. I owe Credit Goddess at least a lunch. I mean, minimum. Absolutely. She was. I can't tell you. She was like, you have to join Clubhouse, and I told her no. But she was like, at least join. Come into this room only, and then you tell me what you think after. And I said, okay.
This is what we're talking about, sir. And when it comes to getting out of debt, we don't look at how fast you can pay down your debt. We look at how cheaply you can pay down your debt with your current budget. You don't need to make more money. You just need to pay less interest.
Hey, Don, can I chime in on that?
Listen, who is that?
Arnez.
Arnez, chime in, my brother, chime in.
It's crazy. Like, like I believe in everything happened for a reason. And I actually dealt with some of this in the beginning when I first started getting cell phones.
Yeah.
First get a cell phone, they'd be like, well, your bill is your monthly bill. And they put I think $23 to your new phone that you get and how they set it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I had went into T-Mobile. I'm like, I'm dropping a lot of money past my monthly bill, but what they were doing was if you don't say nothing to them, they were just paying a month ahead. They wasn't putting it to the phone. So I'm like something don't add up. So I went in there and I'm like, well, I had them break it down like what's my bill and what's going to my phone. And then I started doing it just like you said, but it wasn't for interest. But I actually started doing this early. I pay my phone bill what it's supposed to be. Then I go in there by myself. Like I go in the store and say, I want this to the actual phone right here. I'll put $200-$300 down. And it started knocking the back number down. And I was like, oh shoot, I started noticing and it was paying the phones off faster. So by the time my contract was about to be up, I was way past the phone and ready to go somewhere else with it. But I'm definitely programming this to real estate and interest rates. So this definitely can help with credit card interest too then. So I can definitely see that.
Credit cards, car loans. Now here's what we need to do, folks. We're going to point out one more thing, one more important thing here. This is and this will take care of one of the questions we have online as well. We're going to kill two birds with one stone here, JD. I got a $300,000 mortgage, right? Over here, I'm putting on a $30,000 car at 3%. Okay, so are you aware of the snowball method?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so traditional snowball method. Can you give us a short synopsis of how the snowball method works to pay off debt?
Yeah. So in the event that you have $1,000 mortgage, a $500 car payment, and a $200 credit card payment, let's say that you pay off the credit card first. Well, first off, that gives you a total of $1,700 monthly debt payment.
Mm-hmm.
You pay off the credit card, you take that $200, you put that on top of the next debt, which in this case, let's say it's the car. So instead of paying $500 a month, you pay the $500 plus $200 towards the principal of the car payment. And then once that's paid off, then you still spend that entire $1,700, but you put $1,000 towards the mortgage, and that additional $700 is principal towards the final debt payment.
Right. So have you ever taught that method?
Yes. And I feel like you're about to tell me I did some people wrong.
No, I listen, I would never, ever tell you that. What I will tell you is the snowball method works, but it is inefficient.
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm also going to tell you, when we know better, we what?
Do better.
Do better. Come on now. So here's what we got. We got a $30,000 car loan. All right. And so I'm looking at this thing now, comparing it with the mortgage. All right. So here's my interest cost on the mortgage, $215,000. Here's my interest cost on the car, $15,000. Okay. So already, oh, wait a minute. I take that back. I'm sorry. I forgot to change something. Hold on, folks. I know. Don't type in. Don't tell on me. I forgot to change the number of payments. So we're going to change it to 72 payments. All right. Boom. Okay. We're going to take that out. All right. Here we go. 72 payments. $455. Now look at the interest cost on this loan. $2,818.32. Okay.
Okay.
So JD, if I paid off this car loan tomorrow, how much interest would I save?
A whole $2,800.
If I took that same $30,000 and put it on this mortgage, okay, look what happens. This is year one, year two, year three, year
I'm waiting for
four,
the online thing to catch up. Hold on.
year five. Well, it's okay. Okay. And now we're down to about $30,000. We knock off over 5 years off the mortgage. And how much interest did we just save, sir?
60 grand.
60 grand. How do we feel about the debt snowball now?
Bass backwards.
So we're going to focus on paying off a loan with teeny tiny interest costs. Let me take a look at this first interest cost on this loan. Look at this. If I give the bank $381 early, you got to wait for it to catch up. I realize that. If we give the bank $381 early on the car loan, we only save how much interest?
$75.
But my $300 over here, Lord help
Save me $1,000.
So we need to stop that snowball thing, don't we? And start teaching the P.I.L.L method, don't we, sir?
Absolutely. And it's all about the reallocation and just redirection. Come on, man.
Listen, I am so glad you came to the stage this morning and brought your questions and you followed your friend. I appreciate that. And folks, let me tell you, everybody who's in the listening lounge, sometimes your friend will let you know this. You don't know what you don't know. And sometimes we just got to listen and take a chance. And then this time it paid off. Right, JD?
It paid off at least $11,903.83. I can tell you that much. At least that amount right there. Yes, yeah. All right, Rose, I see you.
All right, JD. Thank you for coming to the stage. Jared, back to you, sir.
Thanks, Don.
So, Don, quick question.
Yeah.
If people in the audience wanted to get in contact with your team to understand exactly when they could be debt free in the same way you broke it down for JD, how would they do so?
They would do this. They would go to right at the top of the page, click on that link, ice10klive.com, and then click on where it says get a savings and earnings report. Follow the directions exactly. Let us confirm your cell phone number. Get the code that will be provided in your messages. Plug that into the website, and then it will let you into our financial form. Fill that out completely, all of your loans. Don't just send us one. Send us all of your loans, because we're going to help you to pay off the mortgage, the student loans, the credit cards, but we're going to do it in the right way, in the way that's going to save you the most amount of interest. Okay, not how fast we can pay off your loans, but how cheaply we can pay off your loans by putting the right amount of money on the right loan in the right month on the right day of the month. And we're going to calculate for you the most amount of interest you can save per dollar. And JD and everybody else, what we didn't talk about was this. By calculating our interest savings, you can know how much interest you're saving per dollar applied. If you can save $6 in interest for every dollar you apply to principal, why would you ever accept saving just $3? And folks, if you're not measuring your interest savings, how would you ever know the difference? You can't optimize what you can't measure. And we have never been given a tool to measure our interest cost or our interest savings until the P.I.L.L method. And we're providing for you artificially intelligent, cloud-based computing system that guides you through your finances like financial GPS. Oh my goodness. The first one on the planet. You need to get one. And every home eventually will have one. All right. That's how we do that, Jared.
Awesome. I appreciate that. So, just like Credit Goddess did, I would love for everybody in the audience to put their friend on to this room, put this friend on to these examples. So, thank you to the 15 people that have shared this room in the hallway. If you can click where that number 15 is in the lower left-hand corner, share this room in the hallway to your friends and family. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter, retweet it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube. Let's get more people in the room so they can see exactly what JD was able to see and save a ton of money in 2022 and beyond. Also, I want to thank all the new mods that popped on stage: 10K Cards, Heather, Coffee Brown, Bernice, Kimberly, and RB. If you're in the Clubhouse audience, I highly recommend you click on all their profiles, read what they do, give them all a follow. They all do really, really amazing Clubhouse. And also do the same for Arnez, Kirk, Aaron, Credit Goddess, Valley, YCEO, and Kenyatta. Your hallway is curated by who you follow, and these are a all-star list of people to follow on Clubhouse. And last but not least, if you're not following Don yet, make sure you do so and click the always on notification next to the bell, so that every time he pops on the stage, you will be alerted. All right. So, Don, we got a packed house. We got an hour left. So, Will, if we can't get to you, just know we do this room on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time and Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So, Don,
I'd like to go. I'd like to go out of order just a little bit because we have Lorna in the room. And the reason why I'm saying this is because as of next week, we're going to take the show on the road. We are going to be in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And I want to show you folks where we're going to be working. Our home base in St. Thomas is what we're going to be putting at the top of the screen right there, folks. You need to take a look at that. You need to click on that link and see where we're going to be staying for our when we take the show on the road. And what you see there is magnificent. I'm telling you, if you want a place to go in St. Thomas, this is the place to go. Contact Lorna. And Lorna, will you will you click that microphone in the lower left-hand corner of your screen there and come off? So Lorna, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good
I
morning.
am doing well. I am in American paradise.
Miss Lorna, tell us, are you a P.I.L.L Method client?
Yes, I am a P.I.L.L Method client.
And how did you find the P.I.L.L Method?
I was doing my exercise on Megan's Bay one morning, and I was looking for a way to pay down my mortgage. And as I was flipping through YouTube, this guy just showed up on my page. So I listened to him, and it was like, this is what I was looking for. And then fast forward, I contacted Don and I invited him down to St. Thomas. Of course, after talking to him, after 30 minutes, I said, Don, I don't want to hear anything else. Let me just go ahead and sign up. So I signed up for the P.I.L.L Method, and he came down, and Don has been a close and personal friend. And of course, he has done some seminars here in St. Thomas, and I always look forward to seeing him and his beautiful wife, Patricia.
Thank you so much, Lorna. Listen, if somebody is liking what they see about your beautiful place there, I mean, tell us a little bit, just a tiny bit, about the villas that you have and how they can contact you and stay in your beautiful place.
First of all, St. Thomas is a beautiful island, and there are a lot of places you can go. But what I'm selling down, especially for people who are always busy and on the run, and I'm selling you some downtime. a place for you to come and just relax, because self-care is often overlooked,
Mm.
but it's one of the most important things. So when you come to my villa, you come and relax in a natural atmosphere, because we're surrounded by like a forest, and you're surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean borders our property. So it's right there. Also, you're 10 to 20 minutes from world famous beaches. You know, you're 10 to 20 minutes from Charlotte, Mali, where you could go and buy all the booze and jewelry at half price. But then you come back to this natural setting and relax. When
Well,
you're in your villa, you won't even hear a car passing.
mm.
You will just sit. Well, Don, explain, because you were there so a couple of times.
Listen, folks.
Don't take my word for it.
Listen, this place is absolutely gorgeous. Take her up on it, folks. You've seen it. Save this information, and if you want some place to go where you can get the Caribbean, and not go outside the United States territory, avoid the long lines at customs. Go here to St. Thomas, and you have access to her villa, and she'll give you information on the rest of the islands. And listen, go and relax, see the sights, enjoy 80-degree weather year round, and talk with Lorna and see how she can make this experience real for you. Thank you, Lorna, for coming to the stage. All right, let's get back to our questions.
Thank you.
All right, so we have online questions. So I'm going to pass it to Kurt so we can get into that one.
All right, all right. So we had a question from I think we had several questions, but Don, you did a great job of answering some of those. So the $30,000 car loan, you put that on screen for Jeremiah. Thank you for that. And then we also looked at is it calculated the same way? And then of course the question of, will I need to make that next payment, right? So if I make that big bulk payment, do I need to make that next one the next month? And the answer is yes, folks. I want you guys to make sure you walk away not thinking I paid for the year, so I'm good for the year. No, you have to make that next month's payment. Yes. But the other question that we have online here is about the AI. It is about the AI. Jeremiah Sams asks, what's the maximum amount of accounts that the opportunity cost calculator, the P.I.L.L method AI program can manage? What is the max?
That is a great question. So, folks, we have on our program, you can put in, if you're talking about mortgages, we have programs where you can put in one mortgage. We have programs where you can put in three. We have more programs where you can put in 5 or 10 or 20. It doesn't matter. However many mortgages you have, we can design a program for you. All right. And as far as regular consumer debt, no limit, no limit to consumer debt. You can put all of that in here. But mortgages, we will have to design a program for you if you're a real estate investor, on the number of mortgages that you do have and that you will have, and it's easily upgradable. So if you say, Don, what's the maximum limit of mortgages we could actually put into this program? No limit. We just have to build it for you. Okay. I hope that answers the question.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, no, I will wait to hear what he has to say again, but I'm pretty certain that answers the question. I'm just going to throw this one last one up here. David Hunt on YouTube says, Don, you're saving lives out here. You're saving lives, man. Go ahead, Jared.
Awesome. That was a quick one. I appreciate that. So let's keep on going so that we can get to everybody on the stage. Up next is Takara.
Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. I'm going to try to be short, but I really appreciate this room. I just found it. But what it is I have my debt to income ratio is high due to student loans. My credit score is around the 800s. I owe $75,000 in student loans. My plan was to actually sell my house and to get a bigger house, but I was going to put a large down payment on the new house and not pay towards my student loans. So does the ratio you just showed far as mortgage work on student loans? If so, that's good. And then the fact of, should I actually put a large down payment on a new house?
All right, Takara, listen, we're going to show you some things. Can you see our examples on screen?
I could see some. I'm at work, so I'm seeing
Okay,
it back and forth through my phone.
I understand. So what we're going to do, Takara, number one, let's just talk about student loans. As you can see what we're talking about. Small amounts of money can save you tons of interest on your student loans. The average person on our program using this system pays off their student loans in 5 to 7 years. I don't care how big they are. All right, that's number one. Number two, all right, so you were thinking about putting a large down payment on a loan, right? So give us, I'm going to put this on the screen, even though you can't see it, but guess what? You can always see the replay. How does that sound?
Great.
Okay, because we're streaming live right now to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So listen, you can see this at any time. So we're going to put this on the screen. Give us an idea of how much house you want to buy.
300,000.
Oh goodness, we're right. Listen, we're already there. 300,000. Okay, and so and you're thinking about putting how much down on that house?
150,000.
So you want to cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So listen, let me show you what happens when we do that and how this is actually sold, folks. So we're going to duplicate this tab, and let's say we're going to use a 3% interest rate across the board so that we can see. When you're contrasting whether to put a large down payment on or not, the numbers that are used are based on a 30-year loan. Okay. So if you get a $300,000 mortgage for 30 years, this is what it's going to cost you. If you get a $150,000 loan for 30 years, this is what it's going to cost you. All right. And so that's what we're going to take a look at. So we're going to put in $150,000 over here. Uh-oh, come on now. Come on, computer. Work with me. 150,000 over here. 360 months. All right, 150,000 over here, and then back over here, we're going to put in $300,000 over here at 360. Boom, take that out. And then here's our payment on $300,000 is $1,264.81. And then if I have $150,000, I could put down, oh, look what my payment would be. My payment would be at the same interest rate, $632. So we're going to contrast these two 30-year loans, Takara, right on screen here for you. All right, so we're going to go back. We're going to take it step by step, and we're looking at $1,264.81. So here's the first thing I would ask a client. If you got the $300,000 loan, could you afford to make the $1,264 payment?
Yes.
And then the next question would be, well, why would I do that, Don? If I could put $150,000 down and have a $632 payment. All right. So already the $150,000 loan is winning, correct?
Correct.
All right. So now we're going to move down into the summary on both loans. So in the summary, we're going to find out on a 30-year loan, the bank wants $155,331.60 in interest on that loan. But if we put $150,000 down, then over 30 years, the bank wants $77,667.60. Oh, big difference. Big difference. So far, the $150,000 plan is working. All right. So I'm putting on the screen here a calculator. So we're going to put in $155,000. This is how it's sold, folks. $155,000 and 55,000, 331.6. All right, 60 cents. And then we're going to subtract from that the, come on now, come on, put it back up there. the $77,000. Okay. And let me put my calculator back on the screen. Okay, we're going to subtract from that 77,667.60 equals, that's a savings of $77,664 by putting your $150,000 down, isn't it, Takara?
Yes.
Now, that's how it's sold, and that is the attractive part, isn't it?
Yes.
But I'm going to tell you, you need to get the $300,000 loan.
Hmm.
If you get the $300,000 loan, then where is your $150,000? You still have it, don't you?
Correct.
Okay. So based on have you been you've seen what we've been talking about earlier. So if you have the $300,000 loan, Takara, and you have 150,000, if your only choice was pay it as a down payment, now that you have $150,000, when you make your first payment, what could you do with that $150,000 you have sitting in the bank when you're making your first payment?
On that, pay towards the principal.
Could you pay it towards the principal? Yes. Let's see what would happen if you did. I'm going to take my $150,000 now. When I make my first payment, I'm going to apply that to principal. And when I pay down this loan by $150,000, will I still have a $150,000 loan if I pay it as a prepayment? Will they subtract $150,000 from what I owe?
Yes.
And then I will still owe $150,000, wouldn't I?
Correct.
All right. Now, on this loan, I have $150,000 for 30 years set up. Okay. So 30-year loan for $150,000. What would happen if I take my $150,000 and add it to my $300,000 loan for 30 years? We're going to go to cumulative principal, and we're going to go down to $150,000. I'm going to scrolling down, and I'm going to try to let it catch up. Oh my gosh, it's scrolling down so doggone far, Takara. My fingers getting tired. All right. So we're at about $150,000. We just took off 220 payments off a 30-year loan. 200 and so if we take that 220, let's clear this out. 220, divide that by 12. That's over 18 years. You just knocked off a 30-year mortgage by applying it as a prepayment instead of a down payment. So now you've knocked off, well, so I've got 18 years. I've got what, a 12-year mortgage now?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And
definitely.
we were saving $77,000 the other way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this way, we've already saved what? $127,000 in interest we never have to pay in just 1 month. And that $77,000 we were going to save was going to be over 30 years. So all those numbers they were telling you are based on a 30-year loan if you keep it for 30 years.
Okay.
They're not talking about this. What if I take my $150,000 and put it down as a prepayment and knock off 18 years right off the bat? So now I have a $150,000 loan for 30 years, or I could have a $150,000 loan for 12 years using the same money. Takara, which one is better?
The 30 years.
And then put that $150,000 down as a prepayment. Never, ever, 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 ever do it as a down payment.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Was that valuable to you?
Very.
Do you know the basics of this is actually in my book? Folks, you need to get my book today. All right. And learn just what Takara just learned about prepayments and down payments. And you can go to ice10klive.com All right. And click on the button that says get the book. And once you get the book, Takara, guess what people can do? They can learn this information and 10K card that goes along with it, a digital business card. 10K, Sean, 10K, tell them how valuable this whole setup is.
Super good morning, guys. If the signal gets bad, just put me on mute and I'll carry on. My signal is a little sketchy. So, speaking on the first of all, good morning, as usual. Thank you so much for all the gems that you're dropping and the eyes that you're opening based on the information you're sharing. And, 2019 was a year of survival. 2020 was a year of survival. 2021 was a year of figuring it out. And then 2022 is the year of becoming wealthy. And the reason I said that is Don has prepaid for a bunch of digital cards for his clients. So when you purchase a copy of his book and you submit the receipt up to the link on his card that says claim your free digital card, you're going to get a digital card already paid for by Don. But here's what I want to focus on. Getting a complimentary digital card is cool, but getting paid with your digital card is better. So when you do get a copy of a digital card, guys, I want you to reach out to us so we can make you an affiliate member. Because everything you do in 2022, I want you to position yourself to get paid, guys. And at the end of the day, being here to support and adding value and all this kind of stuff, it's cool. But when you're being paid, it becomes even better. So if this information that you're receiving here, guys, is in any way helpful to you or anyone you know, definitely take action on the info that you're receiving. Don't just say that was a great clubhouse room. That was awesome video on YouTube. Nope. Go take action on it. And most importantly, if you have someone that can benefit from it, please share it to that individual or those individuals. With that said, Captain Don, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're not just selling books here. What we're doing is telling you that out of 33 million titles on Amazon, there's only one book on Amazon, only one book out of 33 million titles that helps you to understand how an amortization schedule works and how to defeat it, how to cut your interest cost by 50 to 75%. Only one book is giving you the secret of how this works. Get the book today and get your 10K card. And 10K, is there somebody on the stage that just got their 10K card and went and upgraded right away? Is there somebody on the stage today?
Let me tell you something, Don. Your message is reaching so far. You went all the way to St. Thomas and get a customer. When you talk about a guy making moves and traveling over oceans to get clients, that's Don Daniels for you. And congratulations to Lorna for getting herself a 10K card. And also, Lorna, we have LornaResorts.com being reserved for you. So whenever you think of Lorna. So we're making a few upgrades in the background here for you. So you have some good news coming. Also, I want to say congratulations, and I'm proud of you for taking action because you see a need to grow and expand the message of your business, and you took action on the speed of instruction. Don mentioned to you how important it was and how he's using it. And what did you do? You followed success clues. You took action immediately. So congratulations. Don, back to you, my brother.
All right, Jared, you got it, my man.
All right. So thank you very much. You definitely go get the book. So up next, we're going to go with Blessed.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Blessed.
Okay, I have a mortgage. I've been here for 1 year. I got a $250 loan, and we pay $1,700 a month.
Okay, wait a second. Let me work with you here. Okay, so we've got a mortgage of what? Started out how much?
It's the loan or the mortgage?
The mortgage, yeah, the loan is started out at how much did you borrow?
It's $250,000.
250,000. At what interest rate?
3.25.
3.25. All right, and so your principal and interest payment, because that's all we're going to deal with, not the taxes and insurance. Your principal and interest payment is right around $1,088.02. Okay. We're ready to go.
Hey, Don, real quick, just for the folks that are new to the room,
Yes.
if you want to see this example live on your laptop or iPad or desktop, just go to your browser on your computer, go to ice10klive.com and choose either the YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter option. All right, back to you, Don.
All right. Listen, folks. So, does that sound about right? $1,088.02.
Yes.
Principal and interest. Okay, we're ready for your question.
Okay, so how you was breaking it down was you just paying, like you said, just pay the principal and not the interest, right?
Right. So here's what we're looking at. So, folks, here's a little. I am so glad you asked this question. All right, because it's basic to what everybody needs to know, but we're not taught in school. Blessed.
Right.
Let me ask you. Did you get any of this about what we're talking about in school?
No, not at all.
Let me ask you, since you've been in this room, if this was taught to you in high school, do you think you could have absorbed this information?
Yes.
So we should be teaching this in high school. We should be teaching this in junior high.
Yes. Also, my realtor, she should have knew this information.
You would think they would teach it in real estate school, but they don't.
At all.
Not at all. So what's going on here? Folks, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am just telling you how business actually works. And I'm going to break this down. This is the first time I've ever said this on this show. Okay? Business is business.
Right.
I don't fault the banks. I don't. I love the banks. I love what they can do for me. They've got all the money I need to invest and make more money. Okay? But listen, I've learned how to borrow their money at 75% off. I've learned how, because interest is nothing more than rent on your money. We have learned to go from renting an apartment or renting a house to renting our money our entire lives. So here's what they have. They have a product. They want to rent it for as much as they can, for as long as they can. Yes. Business is business. So if they can keep that information close to their vest and not even teach it to their own employees, then they're going to make a lot more money, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, so is it the bank's job to educate you on how to save money?
No.
No, it is not. So we can't blame the banks for that.
Yeah, because they got to stay in business.
They got to stay in business. Well, shoot, we have a family to take care of, and we have generational wealth to create, don't we?
Yes.
All right. So we've got the business over here, and we've got the educated consumer over here. Both sides can win. We don't have to have a winner and a loser. Let's have two winners. What do you say?
Yes.
All right. So here's all right, Miss Bless. So here's what we're going to talk about. So let me now go ahead and ask your question about your loan. What do you want to know about it?
I want to know, like, what's a decent amount I should put down on my principal?
Okay. Let me talk to you about what's really going on here, Ms. Bless. Okay. So we're going to talk about 4 things you need to do in your finances. All right, folks, if you're taking notes, you need to write this down. Here's your 4 things. Thing number 1, okay? Live an enhanced lifestyle. Live a great lifestyle. Have some fun. Miss Bless, do you like working just to pay bills?
No.
Do you want to have a little fun in life?
Yes.
All right. So let's figure out how much you can put into your budget to spend on some fun to create memories for your family. How about that?
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2, you need to put money away for savings. Work with your financial planner or whoever you're working with to figure out how much you should, out of your income, you should be saving for your kids' college, for retirement, and those sort of things. So number 1, live a great lifestyle. Number 2, put away money for savings. Great. So far, so good?
Yes.
Number 3, you need to pay the minimum payments on your loans, at least. Pay the minimum payments. Okay? Because if you don't, they're going to come and start taking away stuff, right? Miss Bless?
Yes. Yeah.
we don't want that to happen. All right. So pay the minimum payments. Then number 4, here it goes. Here's number 4. Make sure all the rest of the bills are paid, like the telephone, the electricity, being able to buy food, all the regular budgetary items that we need to take care of. Make sure that all of those are taken care of. All right, Miss Bless. So that's everything, isn't it?
Yes.
So after we do that, then there's some money left over, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out all that money that's left over because our lifestyle is taken care of. All right. Our savings is taken care of. Making our loan payments is taken care of, and paying the rest of the bills is taken care of. Let's take a look at the little bit of money that's left over. So most people look at that and says, Don, what can I do with this little bit of money that's left over?
Yeah.
It's not making a dent in what I owe. Well, folks, stop looking at what you owe and look at how much it costs to manage what you owe.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. So let's
Yeah.
take a look at this, Ms. Bless. You've seen what we've done here. So if we make our first payment here, okay, your second payment is $412.05. Okay.
Okay.
If you prepay that, you save $675.97 in interest you never have to pay, and you get rid of one payment for $412. Correct?
Yes.
But here's what we're talking about, and here's what I need you to know. So I'm going to put my calculator on the screen, okay? And when I put my calculator on the screen, I'm going to put in $675.97. So if I prepay the $412, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna put this thing. Shoot, I got to bring up my other calculator now on my phone, and so I'm gonna put in $412.05. Okay. So let's say I don't have $412.05, Ms. Bless. I only have half of that. I'm going to divide my 412 by 2. That means I only have $206.02. Okay?
Okay.
So if I only have that to prepay, then I would save half the interest, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So let me divide my interest by 2 on the screen here. So if I put down $206, I would save $337 in interest. Is that worth it to save $337.98?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because why? Because we're looking at the right place. We're looking at how much it costs to manage the debt.
Yeah.
So I can save $337, $206. But guess what, Miss Bless? I don't have $206. You know what I'm getting ready to do, don't you? I'm
Double it.
I'm going to divide it by 2 again. I got $103 and a penny. $103 and a penny. So that's half of that. So now I'm going to divide my interest by 2. And now I can save $168, almost $169 in interest. I never have to pay the bank with my $103. Is that good?
Yeah.
But Miss Bless, I don't have $103. I have half of that. I got to divide that by 2. I got $51.50. Do you think I can find $51.50 somewhere?
Yeah.
And apply that to the mortgage? So if you're just looking at the $51 and apply that to the $250,000 that you owe, it doesn't even make a dent in how much money you owe. And we would be reluctant to do that, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, but if I put this $51 on here, so I'm going to divide this by 2 again.
Wow.
I can save $84. So my $51. So let me put it to you this way. Miss Bless, you give me your $51.51.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give you back $84.49. How many times would you do that? Let me say it one more time. You give me $51.50.
Okay.
I'm going to give you right back $84.49. How many times would you do that?
2 times.
Really? Just 2?
Over and over and over and over and over.
I'm going to ask it one more time, Miss Bless. You're going to give me $51.50. I'm going to give you back $84.49 each time you do that. How many times are you going to do it now?
I'm gonna keep doing it.
You're going to keep doing it. Do you realize that the bank has to do the same thing?
Yeah.
So that is a great return on your money. You give $51.50, it makes it impossible for them to charge you $84.49, and you just keep doing it with small amounts of money. Pretty soon you're out of debt in 7 to 9 years with tiny bits of money. We just keep adding them up. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to divide my $51.50 by 2, and I got $25.75. Listen, if I just dig around in my couch cushions long enough, I think I can find $25.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to divide that by 2. Divided by 2. Look at here, look at here, look at here. $42. So my $25 can save me $42. Listen, the stock market isn't even doing that right now. The stock market is losing money hand over fist. I can take $25 invested in my mortgage and turn it into $42.24 that I never have to pay them. Benjamin Franklin said a penny saved is a penny earned. So shoot, $42.24 saved should be $42.24 earned, correct?
Yes.
Ms. Bless, has this helped you today?
Yes.
So you don't need a lot of money to get out of debt. We just need to pay less interest. And we take what we have to work with and we optimize it by putting the right amount of money on the right day on the right loan. And we can figure you can save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. So here's basically what we do. Each family, each business, each church, okay, has a financial structure. We plug that into our artificially intelligent system. And it says, whatever money you have left over, put that in your savings account, Miss Bless.
Okay.
And when it reaches a certain amount for you, and that's an individual thing, when that money in the bank reaches a certain amount, the program says, tap on that money, get a certain amount out to the penny, and apply it to the right loan. And we will calculate the maximum amount of interest you can save per dollar applied. We're going to take all the stress off. We're going to take all the guesswork out of it by putting money in savings, and every 2, 3, 4 months or so, take money out of the savings and apply it to the debt. And because you're living well, because we're putting your lifestyle budget at the top, you won't feel as if you're working just to pay bills. You're having fun along the way. You're building up your savings, and you're getting out of debt at an exponential rate where you can be out of debt, living well in an average of 7 to 9 years by following this method. How do you feel about that now?
I feel great. I'm really happy I came into this room.
I'm so happy you came into this room too. So listen,
Yes,
will you please go up to the top of there, click on the link up there, or just put in ice10klive.com, choose get a savings and earnings report, follow the instructions, get the code, put it in, get to our financial our form, put in your information, and we will tell you the month and year you'll be debt free and how much interest you can save.
Also, I text that number too.
You said what now?
I text the number on the
Oh, good.
on the website.
All right, so you got it? Is it working for you?
Yes.
All right, good.
Yes.
Put that information in, fill out the form, and someone from my staff will give you a call and set up a consultation for you. And you'll know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free and how much interest you're going to save. And we're going to take that interest saved and show you how you need to put that into building generational wealth for your family instead of building up wealth for the banks. Okay?
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome. Jared, back to you, sir.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for that question, Blessed. Jerron, I saw your question in the back channel. I'd love for you to come on stage and ask it so we can be interactive with you. So I just invited you to the stage. We'd love for you to come up. But if there's anybody else that wants to ask a question, we have room for probably one more. So feel free to raise your hand. We'll bring you on stage. Kirk, any questions online?
Yes, we got some questions online. Hopefully they are some quick ones. Here we go. We have well, a number of people are just saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I see this comment from David. He says, Don, it seems too easy.
It seems too easy. That was the one I was gonna come to last. Don, it just seems too easy. It seems too good to be true. We have Berglow LLC says, so with the prepayment, are you paying towards the principal? This was during the example for I believe it was a couple of people ago where we were talking about taking that 150 and doing it as a prepayment as opposed to a down payment. So they're asking, would it be paying towards the principal?
All right, here's what we're doing, folks. Okay, let's talk about that first. Okay, because it's clear we've got principal and we got interest. All right, the mortgage has to do with the money you borrowed. The money you borrowed is in the principal column. You didn't borrow the interest money. You can't prepay interest. Interest is rent on how much money you owe. We're trying to avoid that. So if we're just paying, the principal is the money borrowed. So this is how we attack the loan, with principal payments. So when people say, oh, all you got to do is double up on your payments. Okay. So let's take a look at this. All right. So if we double up on our payments, $1,088, okay, that would be over $2,000 if we double up on that payment. You see what I mean? But they're doubling the interest, which has nothing to do with getting you out of debt. When we're talking about attacking the loan, we're only attacking with the small principal payments. And these we can afford. And this takes this, our focus needs to be on the principal side so that we can avoid the interest side. So folks, when we're talking about this, we're talking about attacking the loan with the principal payments. All right. And listen, while we're on the subject, interest rates are on the rise. But I want you, if you're thinking about getting a house, don't be afraid. It is actually easier to pay off the loan faster and cheaper with a slightly higher interest rate than the slightly lower one. I could show you the math, but I just need you to do a little bit of critical thinking. When you're trying to get the lowest interest rate possible, you believe you're saving money. So here's my question. If you're saving money, who would have to be losing money? The banks would have to be losing money. So why would they ever have any type of system where they're losing money? I guarantee you, they know that it is harder to pay off a loan faster with a lower interest rate. So let me show you something here. On this 200, we're going to look at this. This is a $250,000 loan at 3.25%. Okay, and it's so we're going to lower that to let's say lower it to 2.9. Okay, 2.9. All right. Now remember, our old principal payments were $412, $413 at that interest rate. And all we would have to do is come up with $412 extra to get rid of one line on our schedule. But if I lower the interest rate, look at my payments now. So to get rid of one line, so now my payment is less. I'm down to $1,040, but look at my principal payment. Oh, now I have to come up with $437.46 to get rid of one payment. As I lower the interest rate, I increase my principal payment. So I have to come up with more money to affect great change in knocking out the payments. Bankers know this, but we don't know it. So folks, here's what I'm saying. We don't want the lowest interest rate. We don't want the highest interest rate. We need the right interest rate for your family or for your business or for your home or for your church. So whatever you're doing, we need the right interest rate, and we can help you to figure out what the right interest rate is for you so that you can optimize your interest savings. This is what's important. Not the lowest, not the highest, but the right one for you. I hope that answers the question.
That is good. That's good. Uh, I'm just checking to see if they came back in the comments at all. I don't see them. Jared, do we have time to take one more online, or are we going to go to the people in on the stage?
Let's go online.
All right. There's one from JM here, Don, from JM, and it says, should I do a recast on my conventional loan 3.5% or prepay toward principal? I think this may have been touched on earlier, but I just wanted to acknowledge the question. Go ahead.
Are they? Let's see. Are they Canadian? It sounds like they may be.
That's a good
Canadian.
question. JM on YouTube, if you're there, just go ahead and drop something in the comments. Let us know where you're watching us from.
Okay.
Go ahead, Don.
All right. So anyway, if they're Canadian, Canadians have to recast their loans every 5 years. Okay. So when we're taking a look at that, here's the question: should I recast my conventional loan 3.5% or prepay towards principal? The fast answer is I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you what: if we did the math, we could figure it out. If we figured
Texas.
He's from Texas. Okay. All right, great. So here's what we could do. If we could just put things into our calculator here, our opportunity cost calculator. And while I'm talking, I'm going to try to, multitask here and say, listen, we need to know, first of all, how much interest you have left to pay. And that is going to determine what you're going to do, sir. So JM, if we knew how much interest you have left to pay, then we could say, should I prepay towards the loan, or should I recast the loan, or get a refinance? Okay, here's it. And the thing is, if I know how much interest I have left to pay, then my next decision should be, I will pay less interest if I choose plan A or B. I want to be able to say I'm going to pay less interest by following a certain plan. You see what I mean? So we'd have to do the math both ways to figure out which is going to be best for you. And let me tell you something: people will lie, but numbers won't lie. I have seen it happen, depending on the situation, where if we refinance, we actually come out better. I've seen it happen by refinancing, we actually come out worse, depending on the situation. And I don't know. But here's what I do know: we need to do the math. And once we do the math will tell us which way is cheaper. And that's how we should be making a decision on these loans. Not what is my payment going to be, not what is my interest rate going to be, but we need to make a decision on this as we make a decision on everything else. What is it going to cost me to follow this course of action? And folks, most people, when it comes to their loans, especially the average family, pays 35 to 39% of their take-home pay on interest alone. I will repeat that. The average family pays 39 to 35% of their take-home pay on interest alone. So we have no idea what we're consuming. So first of all, you have to know how much interest you're consuming. Once you know that, now we can come up with a plan to cut your interest costs optimally. What is the most money I can save with the budget I have? That's kind of what we're talking about here, folks. And that's what we're trying to share with you with the P.I.L.L method by doing this. And here, this is what I'm putting on the screen now, our opportunity cost calculator. And so this is the program we use to help us to make these decisions. Okay, what's the fastest way to get from Huntsville, Alabama to um, to LA if I'm driving? I don't know. Okay, but if I put it in my GPS system will get me there. But guess what? If I put it in Waze will tell me where the traffic jams are and route me around it. Waze will tell me when the traffic slows down. Waze will tell me, so, listen, Don, you started out here, but by the time you get to this point, you need to take a detour or you're going to be stuck in traffic for the next 27 minutes. Waze will tell me that. Our program does exactly that for your money. When you have a hiccup, and we all have them, life gets in the way. You plug life into this program, what life has done to you, it will recalculate and give you new instructions. It's the only program like this on the planet. So, folks, we're trying to give you the best of the best here. There was a time when Steve Jobs, when what's his name? Microsoft. What's his name?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Okay. There was a time when they were saying there's going to be a computer in every home. When they started saying that, computers were as big as houses, and people thought they were crazy. And now look at what's happening. And I'm predicting right here today, that everyone will have some form of opportunity cost calculator in every home to help them to make financial decisions that are so complicated, but they've been told they are quite simple. Folks, it's not simple by any stretch of the imagination. It's very complicated. What we've done is simplified the complicated by using point and click. And then the program tells you what to do. Can't get better than that. All right, back to you, moderators.
All right, we have one last question, Don, and then we can close out.
Yes.
But real quick, if people want to get that calculator, how do they get in touch with you to do so?
Oh, man, listen, go to ice10klive.com and then click on Get a Free Savings and Earnings Report. We'll tell you how much interest you're saving. We'll tell you the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free. And we'll tell you how to get the calculator if you just click on that button and then my staff will set up a consultation with you, and we'll tell you how you can get this calculator for yourself, for your business, or for your church. And I want to tell you, if your church has debt on it, okay, I don't care if it's in the millions of dollars, it can be paid off in an average of 5 to 7 years without extra giving from the members.
Wow.
That is huge.
That's huge. Hey, Don, real quick.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Jared, to jump in. I think this is just a quick follow-up from Mike Hardy. Is there a specific time to pay the extra principal payment? And then you just answered that in your eloquent example about Waze versus your GPS. You are going to need an opportunity cost calculator to know exactly when to make what payment. And that's what Don has on the screen right now. And so that link is scrolling on the screen. Since you're online, I know you can see this. Go to ice10klive.com to get that savings and earnings report. That's what's going to tell you the specific time to pay that extra principal payment. Back to you, Jared.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to show here. I've got 3 months on the screen right here. We're starting out in November, and the program is telling you to put money in savings with these little arrows. Put money in savings. We're going to go through November. This particular program has 10 mortgages in it right now. We're money in the debt, and it says in December, we're not only going to choose to put money on the debt, but we're going to tell you which of the 10 mortgages to put the money on. So we don't put any extra money on the debt in November. We're going to put money extra on the debt in December. And when we look at January, no extra money goes to the debt. We just put money in savings. And when the program says, Oh, now is the time to take the money out of savings and put it on the debt. So let me show you what happens where the program chose mortgage number 9 by putting money on the debt on mortgage number 9. When we execute that, the program will then calculate for us by using mortgage number 9. We're going to put $3,996.96 to the penny, not a penny more, not a penny less, out of the savings. Apply it to the debt. We're going to save, here it is, future interest savings, $46,513.03 by taking just under $4,000 out of a bank account that's making 1/10 of 1%. And we're going to save over $46,000 in interest we won't have to pay. Folks, how valuable is that to know way ahead of time? All right, folks, back to you.
Jared, we're ready for that last question.
All right, Jerron, you got the floor. And there you go.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Jerron.
So I got a background noise, but hopefully it won't be too disturbing. But my question is for you, like the example you gave with the 150 that you were going to tell her to save and make that prepayment once she has the mortgage intact. When would you recommend someone paying the 20% down to remove the PMI of the mortgage?
Okay, if there are some mortgages, okay, there are some mortgages that the PMI drops off after you get to that 80% loan to value. Okay, after you get down to 80%. There are some mortgages where if you start out with PMI, it stays on no matter what you do. Now, here's when I would make a decision on that. If I can, depending on what the interest rate is, depending on what my payments are, we would plug everything in and say, am I better off paying the PMI, or am I better off taking my cash and putting it as a down payment to get rid of the PMI? The true answer is I don't know. We have to do the math both ways to figure out which way is going to be better. So how do we know which way is better? I can know by plugging this in to this program here, and we're going to put it back on the screen. All right, how much interest I have remaining. And when I'm actually going to change this to a smaller subset. So we're going to reset the account. This is John and Rebecca Jones, by the way. We're going to reset the account and putting on something else. So what we're trying to figure out here, folks, is what to do and when. The true answer is on this. People want to know what the rule of thumb is. What is the one thing I can do across the board? And what I'm here to tell you is that one thing does not exist. I never know. We want to figure out what is going to cost us, and we have been taught to ignore what it's going to cost overall, not to pay attention to it. We are taught to focus on things that don't really matter, like what is my interest rate? How much am I paying? Can I get rid of PMI? We've been taught to focus on things that make us feel something. I feel like I don't want to pay PMI. It's a burden. I'm made to feel bad about it. But what I'm not told is how much is it going to cost me to manage this loan if I configure it so I keep the PMI. Okay, or if I get rid of it. But what is it going to cost me? What is it going to take for me to get rid of the PMI? Could I use that money elsewhere to do something else for me? I don't know until we run the numbers. That's basically it, sir. I wish that I could give you that definite never pay PMI, definite always pay the 20% down. I don't know that. But here's what I can tell you. I got a little story for you about a person that had a conventional loan. All right. So he had the opportunity to pay $100,000 down on a $400,000 loan at 3%. I told him get the $400,000 loan And he says, Don, but I'll have PMI. I said, well, if you have $100,000 as a down payment, then you don't have to pay the PMI, correct? He says, yes. So if you do it as a prepayment, then you knock off about 12 years off your mortgage. All right. And the bad news is you have to pay PMI 1 month. Jerron, does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
But by doing that, it saves him $110,000 in interest and knocks off 12 years off his loan instead of putting it down as a down payment and starting out with a 30-year loan just to avoid PMI.
I follow you now. So basically, it's going to depend upon your type of loan that you're working with and other factors that will determine if you can avoid it by making a prepayment or if you take care of it beforehand before you make that first payment. So
yeah,
each situation is kind of different based off of the loan product.
There you go. And what we want to know when we look at, excuse me, all the loan products that are available, how much is it going to cost you overall in interest cost? Because if we can save, if you're supposed to pay $300,000 in interest and you end up paying only about $100,000 or $90,000 in interest, what can you do with the $200,000 in interest you did not have to pay, Jerron?
Buy another property.
There you go. There you go. Stop treating interest as the cost of doing business, and let's see where we can save on that too. Thank you for bringing your question to the screen, to the stage. All right, folks, what's happening? What's happening next? Because listen, I'm getting excited. We got one more show coming up on Sunday, then two more shows. We got Sunday and we got Monday, and then we're winging our way to St. Thomas, and we're going to be live from St. Thomas. And I'm not taking a green screen. When you see the background, that's going to be the real thing. All right, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Don. So we've reached the end of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. So we're going to go through some quick moderator outros, let people know what you do and how to get in touch with you. But before we do that, make sure that you follow the green house at the top. If you're on Clubhouse, follow the club. Also, make sure you follow Don and click that always on notification where the bell is next to the follow button. So every time he comes online, you'll be able to see when he's dropping this knowledge. And also, as the moderators do the outros, I would love for you to click on their profile and follow as well. Before we go to moderator outros, we'd love for Don to just kind of wrap up how people can get in touch with you. Also, what the book is and how they can get the book and what they get as part of the book. And then also let people know Atlanta. So back to you, Don.
All right. So folks, 10K, I know you're in the house, so be prepared to talk about at the Get Access Tour. Will you please? So folks, listen, we've said it. All right. We've said it many times. Get the book. All right. Go to ice10k.com, get the book and get a free 10K card. I'm sorry. Not free. What is the right word here, folks?
The prepaid book, the prepaid card. There we go.
There you go.
Someone has paid the price.
Get the prepaid card, okay? And we're going to pay for the card. You get the card. So pay for the book and get $100 value, not a $5 value, not a $10 value. You're going to get $100 value for buying the book. So, Miss Kenyatta, are you still in the house?
I am here, you guys.
Miss Kenyatta, tell them how they're going to get their get their 10K card once they buy the book.
So you did your family a favor and bought the P.I.L.L method book. What you want to do now is screenshot that receipt. Go to ice10klive.com to the second area to your left is going to say I'm ready. Click that link and then upload that screenshotted receipt. Let us.
Oh, you're in the matrix. The matrix has you. All right, so folks, what she's saying is screenshot your receipt and in the instructions, on the get ready button.
Know your digital outlets, your phone number, your email address. Give us a destination to drop off your digital 10K card, and we will do so in an hour or less. And it's
She's not hearing us.
valued at $100.
Thank you so much. So we're going to have 10K go over it again. But folks, get the book today. Get the book today and start teaching your family these principles. Throw out the old information and bring in the new, and start saving money for your family and building generational wealth. All right, get the book today. All right, and also go to ice10k.com and get your savings and earnings report. Fill out the information there. Someone from my staff will confirm that. Set up a consultation for you, and then you can know the month, day, and year you're going to be debt free. All right, and then take that interest savings and then invest that money into building generational wealth for your family. But now let's put the listen, that this 10K card is phenomenal because on there also is information about the Get Access Tour. And Sean 10K is going to talk to you about how valuable the card is and about the Get Access Tour coming up in February next month.
I mean, guys, being on Clubhouse is cool. Getting the gems are great. But when you actually get to be in the environment of all these professionals speaking on their craft, it can lead to something magical. So if you're going to be in the Atlanta, if you're already in the Atlanta area, great. If not, I would recommend you schedule a trip to be in Atlanta on February 19th. Because on February 19th, Don is going to be there to speak on interest cancellation. Lois is going to be there to speak on business credit. Candace is going to be there to speak on STR, short-term rentals. President Leo is going to be there to speak on the Toro business. We have our boy Jared that's going to be speaking on diversity in tech. And Kirk, ice10klive.com will be speaking on the power of streaming on multiple platforms while here on Clubhouse or any single social media. You see, guys, here's the thing. We're looking to set you up for win. We're setting up for success. And we're not telling you what we know. We're not telling you what we read. We're sharing with you what we are doing. And your marketing guy, Sean 10K Cards, will be in the house representing Savage Marketing, sharing with you how you can become omnipresent, how you can get your product in front of anyone, anywhere, at any time. What I want you guys to think about is this. You can get up every day of your life making the same presentation over and over and over again, or you can put that one perfectly captured presentation on your 10K card. And that 10K card will now become your pitching machine. If someone wants to make a decision to do business with you, have them go through your 10K card, guys, and see everything that you have to offer. And let them make a decision for themselves as to whether they want to do business with you, yes or no. So if you don't have your tickets yet, guys, click on the P.I.L.L method, and there's a button at the very top that says Get Access to Atlanta. Get your ticket, because once the early bird tickets are done, we're only going to have the regular price ticket and the VIP tickets available. So treat yourself, set yourself up for winning for your family. All right, from the house of 10K cards, back to you, Don.
All right, folks. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. So we're going to go with the quick moderator outros. We're going to start from the bottom and go all the way to the top. So Lorna, please let everybody know who you are, about your beautiful resort, and how they can get in touch with you. And you just got to click that microphone icon in the bottom right.
Oh, she must be busy.
All right, no worries. All right, 10K, please give an outro.
All right, guys. You know, Jared, give me the mic out, speak all of you. That's easy. So, the founder and CEO of 10K Cards and Savage Marketing, and our goal is to do one of two things. A, make sure everyone have the upgraded 10K card. And B, if you're not crushing it in marketing and in the business world, get in touch with us and we will help you with your marketing. All right. So, but mostly when I'm in this room is to ensure everyone take action on the information that Dawn is sharing, and also upgrade your 10K card, guys. Being friends are cool, but making money together is better. 10K cards, back to Jared.
All right, we're just going to go PTR order. So Kirk, Credit Goddess, YCO, Kenyatta, and then myself, and then Don. So let's go.
All right, all right. Excellent to be here today. I am Kirk Nugent. I get to serve as your producer. I'm a former missionary and IT executive turned content creator and live video coach. But today I'm serving, today I get to be your producer in this space, right? Remote production. Remote production is such a great practice that you can use to be able to get your message out there to more people. The more people you can get your message out to, the more people you can affect with that message. And Don is such a perfect example of that by using live video, using this platform and these methods and means to be able to share this valuable information. As has been said in the chat multiple times, man, he's setting the captives free. Some folks don't even believe that it could be that easy. But that's the thing about live is when people see you do your thing live, they're convinced. They don't need the sales pitch. They don't need the ad campaign. They've seen you do it and they want to work with you. And so some of you have already gone and bought the book. Some of you have already gone and done the form on the link, getting the savings and earnings report, because that's what this show is all about. We want to make sure that you guys are able to take advantage of what Don is putting out into the earth. That's what live video is all about as well. And that's what I am about. So if you want to tap in with me, my link is Kirk 10K Live. Kirk 10K Live. I know Sean said Ice 10K Live, but that's Dawn. Kirk 10K Live is me, and you can find all my links there. Would love to catch up with you guys. All right, that's it.
Credit Goddess.
Yes. Hey, everyone. Great room again, as usual. I'm so glad that my friend JD came through. I wasn't expecting him because I told him to come on like a week ago, but he finally did. But, but, yeah, so great room. My name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. I help my clients improve their credit so they can get access to other people's money. And when you're using other people's money, I hope you have a plan on how you're going to use it and how you're going to pay it off after sitting in this class. I know you have an idea. So I am the key to other people's money. So definitely tap in with me if you guys are in need of any of my services. I say give yourself a good 6 to 9 months if you are credit challenged, so that way you can get to your goals. And, 6, 9 months from now, you're where you need to be. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant. And I do want to throw this out there. I am hosting I am running a Facebook group. I'm starting it off. Well, it's not going to launch until next month in Women's International Month or Day. So I have some experts that's going to be on a panel with me to help assist Black women get funded. So the name of the Facebook group is called Black Women Get Funded Too. And we're going to be helping Black women gain access to capital to grow and scale their business so that way they can employ more people, build generational wealth, or if it's a dream that you've always wanted to launch and you just don't know how to because you're limited on funds, we're going to help you from start to finish on how to build a successful business. I already spoke to Tiffany. We had a great conversation yesterday. I'm super excited for all the folks that's going to be joining in with us. Men, you are welcome too. I'm not going to leave you guys out, but we definitely need to hone in on our Black women and getting them access to funding. So so that's the group on Facebook. If you guys are looking for the link, you can definitely, I'm going to have that on my 10K. So that way it's much easier to access. But yeah, that's my goal for 2022 is just help guide the women into financial freedom. So thank you guys for having me. You guys have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend.
All right, next up is the birthday girl, Tiffany.
Oh, guys, I'm so excited to be here. I tell you what.
Wait. Slow down. Tiffany, today's your birthday? Guys,
Yes.
let's unmute your mic and embarrass Tiffany, please.
Oh,
Happy birthday. I didn't say
To
embarrass Sean.
you.
Happy birthday.
Can we all sing?
Happy birthday to the YCO. Happy birthday to the. Okay,
Oh my
Let me
God.
tell you something. Happy birthday from 10K Cards.
I love this. Guys, we really do get along so great. This is like the recast of the Black version of Friends. I love it. But we're all about that money and helping you to level up your life. I'm just so excited to be here today. And I'm making a special request for my son to come on to say hello to everyone as well, as soon as we can get him out of the bed. But I tell you this, he's a rock star, and he's in good company. And his birthday was the 25th, so we got a lot of Aquarians up here. I'm an executive coach. You can tap in with me at yco10k.com. And like Queen Credit Goddess, Rosa Lore, I love her name, Rosa Lore. Like Rose said, that we're all launching our different products and our platforms, and we're helping you because we know that you need to take it to a whole new level. And I've even collaborated with Sean over at SHAUN over at the government lending space, because we are actually bringing together a resources for all of you, because we understand that it's not enough to talk to you about money. It's not enough to tell you how to leverage these tactics, but we also have to teach you how to get that money as well. And most of you want to start a business and you do not have funding. And we know how to get the funding. And so we're collaborating with one another, because we're all in different spaces, to put together resources to help you get funding. And we're not talking about small dollars. We're talking about funding upwards of $1 billion, and how you too can bring that to your community. And if you just want to start a business, then there are $25, $50, and $250,000 grants, as well as collaborative funding from corporations. So that's what we're all about here. I won't belabor the issue. You can tap into all of us, because we are all going to be cross-pollinating in each other's spaces to support one another, because together we can give you more than we can apart. And none of us is trying to do all this alone. It's exhausting to do that. So we're here collaborating to help you. So thank you all so much for being here. I know you see us sitting up on the stages, but while we're up here, we're actually in the background working with clients and helping them to get what they need. So we're not just up here sitting here listening, we're also working. So thank you all so much for being here and honoring us with your presence, because at one point in time, we were down there in the audience just like you. So yeah, I'm Tiffany, the Y CEO. Thank you all so much for that song. I love it.
And what Tiffany has just said was, it feels like yesterday for me. So thank you, Tiffany, for saying that. And anybody that is down there, just know that anything is possible. Because I wasn't the best moderator and all of that, but when you stand behind the mission of someone, that can propel you, So just think about that. And as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. And I'm Kenyatta. You can reach me at Kenyatta10K for any of your investing needs and your funding needs and your cancellation of interest needs. And it's been a blast to hang out with you guys once again. Until, what is today? Today is Friday. Sunday.
Yes.
So Sunday is the next time we'll be together, family. Have a beautiful day.
And Kenyatta, just so you know, you're a fabulous moderator. All right. Just so you know.
Thank you.
All right, Jared.
All right, I'm gonna keep mine super short. If you're on Clubhouse, especially the bottom 3 rows of the others in the room, and you're looking for rooms to see in your hallway, highly recommend give me a follow. If you like this room, if you like rooms that are about generational wealth building and empowerment, definitely check me out. Check out the replays in my bio. I want to make sure you all have a really great experience on Clubhouse, and I got a ton of great rooms for Black History Month. Met with Clubhouse yesterday, actually, and I'm going to be really spearheading a ton of Black History Month programming, highlighting all the top Black clubs. I'm going to make sure Dawn gets highlighted. So definitely check it out. I want you guys to have a great experience on this app, and check out my replays when you get a chance. And also make sure you click the greenhouse at the top and follow the club. All right, back to you, Dawn.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Now, when you are the face of Clubhouse, when you become the icon of Clubhouse, Jared, don't forget the little people. That's all I'm going to say.
Never.
Oh, my goodness. All right, folks, listen, there's a ton of talent on this stage. A ton of talent on this stage. We bring you the best of the best, not just from the P.I.L.L method, but from all across the financial spectrum. You need to follow the people. Please give me a follow. In fact, I think if we follow, if I get, listen, I just went to 6.7. Thank you very much, Clubhouse, for taking me to 6.7. Wow. I appreciate that so very much. And listen, folks, we're going to be right back here on Sunday. But before we leave, I need you to take a look and hit that link at the top for Miss Lorna A. Bartlett and see her villas in St. Thomas. If you look, if you click on that link and then go to the first button on the right that says Pelican Way Villas, Oasis of Calm and Tranquility, you will be able to see the balcony I'll be working from. I'll have two. I can work from the balcony on the left, or I can work from the balcony on the right. I'll be work. Listen, we've done it before. This is our Caribbean base right there, and that's where I'll be working from, and I will be there on Wednesday. And listen, how are we able to do this? My wife and I are able to have this type of lifestyle because we're not giving all of our money to the bank. All right. We can save money. We can make money. We can build it up because we've cut our interest costs so severely. And it has increased our credit score. Our business credit is through the roof. Everything is working well because we have decided not to spend our children's inheritance on interest and build up generational wealth with it. So, folks, you can do the same thing. And we want to make sure that you're here with us 4 times a week learning exactly that. So, folks, we're going to be signing off here in just a couple of minutes, but I want to make sure that you reach out to Lorna. When you do, mention the P.I.L.L method. One more time, when you reach out to Lorna, mention the P.I.L.L method and see what happens when you're booking this fabulous place. And listen, she doesn't have just one. She's got four of them.
Don, I saw the dining room. There's enough for 2, 4, 6. There's enough for all of us. I just want to point that out.
All right. So what you're saying that we should do, we should do an offsite training in.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We'll do that. Offsite training in St. Thomas. The whole crew there the next time we go. Okay.
Woohoo!
Now that's what I'm talking about.
All right, folks.
I love it.
Listen, look, we're going to be right back here Sunday. Thank you so very much for showing up. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to spend your time with us learning these valuable truths. And you know what? The Bible says the truth will set you free. Thank you so very much. So, Kirk Nugent, take us out.